We ain't got better light. This is all we got.
Lighting. No, we don't.
This is all we got.
Hi, guys.
Come on, jump in.
It's late. Hi, the Smith Marriage for Real. Good evening.
Yes.
Hello, Lady Shack.
Welcome,
Max Swain. Welcome.
All right, people, come on.
Hey, Mary with gosh, Mary with
oh my gosh,
so I already know what's about to come. You don't need to look at me.
Greetings, Smith. Hey. Yes, we are back. We told y'all we'd be back. Yes, we are back, and we are staying downtown Chicago.
At the Intercontinental.
At the historic Intercontinental Hotel. This is like one of Chicago's oldest hotels. It's an incredible room.
It is.
With an incredible view. Let me show you this the view. Hold on a second. Hold on. Check this view out. Listen, this is like crazy. This is crazy. Look at that view. Isn't that crazy? There's Trump Tower. There's NBC Towers. And they upgraded us. When they found out it was our anniversary, they upgraded us. It is beautiful. It's a great view. They actually put us in one of the premier rooms.
Yeah.
When we told them at the desk it was our anniversary.
Hello.
I think Sister Toy was fishing for something anyway. She just kind of threw it on out there.
It's our anniversary. Hello, Mr. Ship.
She did.
You right, Favor.
She did it at dinner too.
Because they didn't have to.
She did it at dinner too and got us a free dessert. Got her husband a free dessert, so work it, babe.
You can either feed the needy or be the needy.
Y'all know how we do it here at Marriage for Real. As you all know, as you can tell by the title, it's the evening of our 21st wedding anniversary. 21 years with this chick. 21 years. Okay, and I've
been at work all day, so that's why I look like this. I'm so tired.
She's tired. I'm tired too. We get old. Anyway, listen. Oh, no. Listen. Okay, check this out. All right, you guys know that we've been saying it for a while, that the Marriage for Real website's about to go live.
Yep.
And Sister Toy had some things she had to get off her chest.
Well, continue.
Why I gotta continue? You tell it.
Okay, so here's the thing, 'cause I feel like I got tilted this way, because look, I need to sit up. This is not working for me.
Here, hold it.
Okay, so the Marriage for Real website is about to go live soon, and
Yep. It's been a long week. Yeah, it has been.
And when you first come onto our page, there is an introduction from us. And part of our introduction is us just talking about some of the things that we've been through in marriage. And one of those things that we've been through in marriage has been infidelity. So,
That's
when we launched the site, we knew our kids were going to be curious and they would want to see it. And I'm thinking, ooh.
Yeah.
Like when we did the whole introduction.
Hey, Lady Shack.
Like, Dwayne kept trying to drive me to that point, and I'm like, I am not about to have a full conversation
she was not having it.
About it because of my kids, right? I don't want my kids to have to, hear it from that or hear it at all. And so, not married with goals, but I'm sure she would have been the same. So, the other part of His and Her Money called me while I was in Vegas.
Yes.
And she was like, if y'all gonna do this thing that's Marriage for Real, then y'all just gonna have to do it. You got to just tell the people how the Lord has just, delivered you guys in your marriage. And
we're like, we're doing that.
And we're like, but we are. We're sharing. She's like, no, but you're not really sharing. You're not really. I'm like, but we are. And so she says, I'm going to give you to March 1st to tell your kids. I'm like, what?
She was like.
So if you know Taryn, who was with Married with Goals, or if you know Ty, who's the one who called me with, are you guys getting a good signal? I'm seeing people come in and out.
Are you guys getting a good signal from the hotel? Because we are like, I don't know if we're getting a good signgle. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
All right, cool. All right,
great.
Yes.
So.
Thank you.
Good. So she's like, no, for real, and everything. You guys need to tell them. So.
And our kids are older. Our baby is about to turn 19. So we have a 25-year-old, a 22-year-old, Yeah, 22-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 19-year-old. And though they are older, it doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah.
Okay, because as you all know, we have this thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, our affection towards our loved ones skews and distorts our perception of our loved ones. Think about that. All right, our affection distorts our perception of our loved ones. Okay, and Married with Goals, it's my sister Taryn and His and Her Money. You all know, if you all have parents,
awesome.
Or siblings, whatever the case may be, you all know that for some reason we think they walk on water. We think, I know we hold our parents in the highest esteem. I know some people don't have, we're not going into all the details of people's issues per se, but for the most part, it's common knowledge when you grow up in a household that's pretty balanced and your parents have been there and provided and you've seen them go, and endure for any length of time, you kind of think that you got it made. You know what I mean? In the parent field. And that's how we were. And our kids saw us that way. Mm-hmm. And we kind of smacked them in the face with the reality.
And so, here's the thing about
it. They got the Popeye eye.
So,
yeah.
Maybe a year ago, I told my youngest daughter part of the story because she was dealing with some things in her life. And I kind of wanted to share with her, you can recover from mistakes that you make. And so that was a year and a half ago. And so I shared it with her. And so when it came time to share with the others, I thought was pretty much
I just knew they knew
that this girl ran her mouth at some point because she can't hold water.
Y'all gonna, you know what? You guys are gonna see our kids soon because we're gonna actually have them. If you haven't seen them, they've been on the scopes before. But we're going to actually have them on to respond to how they receive the news of the reality that is their parents. Mm-hmm. Okay? And when you see my youngest, Kennedy, that girl's mouth, she got no filter. She's got no filter. She can't hold water. Okay? And we just knew she told everybody.
So it's so funny that... Is marriage-foreal one of your children? No.
That's our support. No, that's our support.
Dwayne and I have a lot of children that we did not give birth to, but yes. Marriage-foreal is not one of them.
Yeah. They are spiritual children, though. We love them.
Yes.
We love Chris and Mystica.
Yes. So it's so funny that I was dropping the youngest one off the other day at work, the one who I told, and I was just kind of asking her, did you just happen to tell? Because I knew we were going to tell them. But I wanted to see if she told them just to kind of help me out.
I just knew she beat us to the punch. I just knew she did.
Yeah. And so she's like, nope, I didn't tell. I still didn't believe her when she told me she didn't tell. And so I said to her, what do you think that they will say? And she said, well, Mom, if the way that I see it is, she said, our lives could have been so much different had you all divorced after the infidelity. She said, so I'm very grateful. Yeah, I'm not going to cry on this scope. She's like, I'm very grateful. She said, I'm very grateful. I'm sorry, you guys, for you guys working it out. She said, and what it should show us is that every mistake is not a failure. And that blessed me.
That was
powerful.
That kind of floored me when my wife told me she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I just broke down in tears and just grateful for her at 18, just having that level, of wisdom. And she said, it's easier for you she said, it wouldn't be hard to tell them now. She said, because we've lived with you all. You all have laid a foundation of family for us. And so we can only receive what you have to say, just like you dropped, we've been raised like family. We've always gotten through things. And so, babe, that's I need you to pull it up some. She said,
you can see your whole face?
No. She said, so I think that's how they're going to receive it, right? So fast forward, I've been under the weather. So I happened to come home on, I think it was Wednesday. My son was there. And so I said, I got something to tell you. We got something to tell you.
It took me off guard because I wasn't expecting her to do that. She didn't warn me or anything.
It was if you're going to do it, yeah, it was off my...
I just got finished cutting the boys' hair. We sitting there chilling, watching TV. And she come in dropping bombs.
I'm like, I'm tired. Let's get this over with. This is what it is, right?
Dropping bombs.
And so we shared with him the story, and he sat there, and all you could see was shock on his face. Now, at that point, I knew my daughter had not said anything because he couldn't have rehearsed that look. He couldn't have rehearsed the look of sheer, like I could see his brain processing times, events, things, like
trying to do the math.
Figure out how, what, where, why, how, who, all those questions. And I have to be honest. Yeah, yes, it was.
Bombs, Miss Tika, bombs.
Now, with all of my children, I have a very close relationship with them. Yeah. With my son, I have a close relationship with him as well. And it was different because y'all don't even know the story. Y'all know part of the story.
Right.
But it was different because he looked at me with such disbelief and disappointment that I can't, like, I was like, whoa, like I wasn't even ready for, I don't know what, I don't know what I thought his response was going to be, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Let's just say it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And so I'm sorry, you guys. You know, we're not at home, so we don't have all
our stands and stuff, and lights and all that stuff.
And so after I told him, and by his response, I was devastated. I was devastated by his response. And then later on that night, my daughter came in, and we told her, and her response was the same as his response. They both were looking around like this, like not quite knowing what they should say, how they should respond. And so I cried myself to sleep. Like,
she did.
I was like, I felt like I was right back in the middle of it, like all over again, having to share with my children. And so I woke up the next morning and I just said, I'm determined. Like, I was, you know how you crawl?
Yes,
there is
right.
Liberation that comes with getting the truth. It like, I've been liberated from this. I don't hold like any shame from it. But as a parent, you never want to be responsible for any pain that your child may feel. Like, whoopings is one thing, but for your child to grow up with emotional issues or have emotional issues because of something you didn't do or something you did, that's a hard pill to swallow. Forget liberation. That's like, you don't want your kids to be messed up because of you. And so just to look on their face at that moment, it just, man, I just went to sleep, cried. My son texted me. He's like, Mom, I love you, blah, blah, blah. I know that's not who you are, all these things. I'm sure that's after his daddy called him and said, your mama done cried herself to sleep upstairs.
Brothers on his post.
Yeah, we as parents do care how our kids look at us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It matters how our kids perceive
like,
us.
Here's the look. It's like, if somebody who holds you in high esteem, this is how it looked to me in slow motion. It looked like I fell from grace in 3 seconds flat. Like, this whole thing of, he's like, my mama. Went to my mama? In like 3 seconds. And so, and it was hard for me to take. And my daughter was looking at my oldest daughter. She was looking around like she didn't know what to say. She didn't know how to respond, because one thing about my children, all of them, they desire to have a family like we have. And so I felt like in that moment, we burst every bubble of every thought what they had of marriage. Fast forward to the last couple of days, like my children have been texting me at work and just telling me how much they love me, how much, all these different things. And, they're grateful. They're grateful that we decided to work it out. And this was the most beautiful thing about it all, that it didn't dawn on me until this morning on the way to work. And it was how merciful and the power of God that had to be in this situation, that Dwayne and I went through those situations and my kids had no clue.
None. Like,
no clue. And so you can imagine the fallout after infidelity. So it's screaming, hollering, folks leaving, folks just irritated, just an unrest in the house, right? You can imagine like that's what it is. But my kids had no clue. So either we were that dysfunctional, or God's grace or God's hand was that powerful that it just escaped.
I think
that they weren't touched by it.
I think that it was the power of God, and also our underlying mission as parents had something to do with it. We never wanted our kids to suffer at our hands. Even in those things, we were very careful that our stuff didn't touch them, or that there was enough buffer, okay, between us, our junk, and their innocence. Do you understand? Hey, Big Kev, I would have loved it had certain things been kept from me as a child. Certain things that I was not aware of. There's an old saying that ignorance is bliss, okay? But reality always comes home.
Yeah.
Okay? It always comes home. And, I talked to my son briefly afterwards, and he said, Dad, I always took such pride in what you and Mom represented. He says, now I don't know how to process it. I said, well, son.
All the time.
Please.
All the time.
We'll argue in front of y'all.
Right. No one's exempt from us arguing.
No, our friends that come in from out of town, they crack up at us because we will go at it in front of anybody. And then 5 minutes later, we'll be like, hey, babe.
Hey.
Like nothing happened. We just been married that long. Okay. But the thing being is, he said, Dad, I always took such pride in the thing that you and Mom had. I always wanted something like that. And I said, well, son, everything worth having is worth fighting for. Anything of value has a price attached to it. I said, what you see now on this end of our marriage, there was a price paid early. Now, would I have chosen to pay that price if I knew what it would have cost? Probably not. Probably not. But now on this side of it, I wouldn't hesitate to pay that price if I knew that I'd be here with her 21 years later, talking to you guys about how to survive such trauma in your marriage. And so I also had to remind him, I said,
them intensive fellowships.
I love that.
Here's the funny thing about that, the Smith. My daughter joked, and I was talking to my youngest daughter about it first when I was telling you all that I was asking her, about did her siblings know, and she just said, Mom, I don't know how our son Jordan's going to take it. She said, Mom, because he think he's the third person in the marriage.
Yeah, he think that he that third cord.
He think he's supposed to know everything.
He think he that third part of that three braided cord. No, dude, that ain't you.
No,
but he think he is, and he responded as such.
He did.
Y'all cheated on me. I'm like, dude, this had nothing to do with you, man. But that's really how he took it, And I had to tell dude, I said, listen, man. I said, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. I get your response. I got his response. They're going to, listen, you guys are going to get it from the horse's mouth soon, okay? Yeah. We're going to have all our kids on as soon as we can get them all in one place this next week, which is good because they're going on spring break. And you're going to be privy to part of the Perry Family Forum that we've been having for years, okay? It's something my wife started just to make sure that everyone got a chance to have their say. And we're going to have you guys join us on a Perry Family Forum.
Yeah, we would always have, as the kids were growing up, because we never wanted situations to happen. We didn't tell this situation, but situations happening within the kids that everybody has a voice in the house. Now, Dad and I have the last voice, but we want to make sure that everybody felt like they were heard and that everybody got to voice their opinion about whatever it was
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yep. So
because they all grown, they ain't no kids. They are kids.
So it's so funny. It's so funny.
So you don't know what you might hear, and some of them don't have filters like their dad. So
yeah. Family forums are absolutely 6 kids. Yeah, it was Family forums. I think every family should have them. I think that there should be a level of transparency within every family that folks just can have a conversation and not like we didn't share this information. But I think timing was everything. I just kind of think that this was the time. I really do. I think that this was the time. And so it wasn't easy.
It was not easy. It hurt me to see her hurt. I knew that, the reactions that she got, she swore up and down I came out smelling like a rose.
He did. Y'all. Brother Perry.
Oh my gosh.
Came out smelling like lemonade in country summer. Like, they was like, Mom, we shocked. I'm like, well, wait, let me
but your daddy, but he did.
Let me give you some backstory. Yeah, and that's our big thing is that even for our kids, we always tell them, don't make us hear something in the streets and then we ain't heard it from you. And so that was our approach too for them. Was that we want to hear directly, want you to hear from us and allow you to ask any question within reason that you want, like the personal, the details weren't their business. It was more so we're telling you, not for the fact of getting your approval to go forward, but just so you know. So you want
exactly. Ain't nothing like that. That's because she's like, and I don't think she fully grasped it. I think that kind of went over Sister Toy's head for a minute. See, I kind of get.
I'm glad you call me Sister Toy right now.
I kind of get by default of culture, by default of a man's nature, we get certain plays and passes. There's certain things that a man is expected to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's right, but there's the expectation of the performance of men, society-wise, is not held to the same standard as that as women. We know that there's a double standard. Men are expected to cheat. Men are expected to be wayward. Men are expected to do X, Y, Z. And it's funny because my son said something that I thought was very profound while he was processing all this. He said, Mom, he said, Dad, we talked a lot. Dad told me a lot of his dirt. He said, and Dad pretty much is the same dude at his core. He just lives right. He said, but you, Mom, he said, I can't imagine who you used to be. Mm-hmm. Because, believe it or not, and this is admittedly so, she has experienced a more drastic change throughout the course of our relationship than I have. And that's the truth. And part of it may have been my upbringing, having had a little head start in certain areas. You know what I mean? But when I look at my wife, she is not the person that she was when we were messing up. She is so far removed. The deliverance has been so complete and profound. The growth has been so exponential. When I look at her, the only proof that I have of what she used to be is the fact that I was there. And that's it. And that's really it. So when he said that, I got it. I got what he was saying. You could see my flaws. My flaws are still ever before me. And so when she got the responses she got, I kind of understood. Because Mom is she isn't. And so and Taryn, married with goals is our sister, Dwayne's biological sister. I always say, because I've been married to Dwayne for so long, that I am the 6th child that they don't know about. Because people ever said we look like brother and sister. Yeah.
Anyway, but Taryn was there throughout, and one of the things I told them, Taryn, was I told them how it all went down in the beginning and how all the fuss was about and how our relationship was with his siblings at that point, because it was a very difficult time at that point. I said, if you see the restoration, that's the restoration and power of God. When you look at my personal relationship with his siblings, who all knew about the situation and what happened, you cannot tell that there was a reproach in our marriage.
No, you could not.
By the relationship.
No. If you were to
yes, this is the twin of his and her money.
Yes,
yes
those are my biological sisters.
Yes.
It's all God. You're right, marvelously said.
Yes.
It's all God.
Yeah,
it's all God, and we have to be open to His moves. And we were open to let the Lord have His way in the situation. We were open to the correction of the Lord and the correction of our elders. You know what I mean? We were open to all of that because we wanted more. We wanted more for ourselves. We wanted more for our children, and we knew that if left to our own devices, without the move of the Lord, we were going to be a train wreck.
Yeah.
We knew that. We were that aware, okay, that if we don't give the reins to the ways of the Lord, if we don't yield to the Holy Spirit, if we don't take in His word and try to walk. My wife said something, I'll never forget it, and we're about to let you guys go soon because it's getting late, and we're going to pick this back up tomorrow. Because like I said, my wife wants to take you guys on this journey with us.
Yeah.
Okay. But my wife said something so profound when we were finally in the same space after the first transgression. And we were moving forward. There was some distance. Yet, when did we start praying together? Shoot. It was after we messed up a lot.
Yep.
Quite honestly. And we realized that we had to start praying together and being on one accord. And that was the first step to being on one accord. Getting in the same spiritual place. But she said something so profound when I was in a dark place. And I asked her, how do I know that you won't do this to me again? And she said, I said, don't you love me enough? And she said, no. She says, love has nothing to do with it. She said, as much as I love you, I've already found out that my love for you is not enough to keep me. She said, the only thing that keeps me now is my love for the Lord. And I know that if I love Him more than I love you, I'll stay in my rightful place. And I got it. You remember when you told me that? I got it. I was like, you're right. Because my love for you is not enough. But I have to love Him that much. I have to fear disappointing Him that much. And if I walk in His ways, if I walk according to His word, if I seek His approval, everybody else falls up under that. Everybody, including you. As much as I love you as my spouse. And so, as we move forward on 21 years, we're going to share with you guys some things that we talked about tonight. Later, like I said, it's getting late here in Chicago, and wife has had a hard day at work, but we wanted to touch bases with this. We're going to share with you tomorrow some things that we've learned. We were talking about even at dinner tonight. Some things that we've learned over this 21 years that hopefully will bless you wherever you are in your journey, whether you're past that 21 years, whether you're in a rock and a hard place in your marriage, whether you're just starting off and you're in that newlywed stage, wherever you are, we're going to share with you some of the things that we've reflected on these past 21 years, and hopefully it'll bless you. And so, no, y'all blessing us.
I think that and this is imparting. If we have not done anything else, is that we are proof that God is real and that He is the Father of restoration.
Yes.
Like the reason why it was so difficult for my kids to fathom that there had been infidelity in our marriage is because the healing was so complete.
It was so complete. And
the hand of the Lord just covered. You know, the word tells us that love covers a multitude of sins. Like He covered them, and because it's not of our own. It's not because of our own, but because marriage for real was going to be a thing, and we didn't know it.
You all made it that.
Right. That He saw fit to cover us in a way that it did not destroy us. it did not.
Oh, praise God. Praise God. Thanks, sis.
Thank you, Taryn.
And Toy's
yes,
right. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. And that's how I took it. They're shocked and awe at the revelation when we pull back the curtains on ourselves as their parents. Their shock and awe to me was testimony to the complete work that the Lord did in our marriage.
Yeah.
That they could not believe it.
Yeah.
That they were not being smacked with it. There were not undercurrents of it. That even when we argued, because he said, well, we would see y'all argue all the time, but we both knew neither one of y'all going anywhere. So in the next 5 minutes, there was nothing of it. That was never an underlying thread in our relationship. You know what I mean? And so when I saw their reaction, I was grateful. I was grateful that I was
done for. So
I was grateful that it was something that, because we all say, and we tell people this too. We've told them on the scopes. Okay, your children's radar is very high. It's very tuned.
Yeah,
you understand. If you got kids in the house and you think you hiding something, trust me, kids pick up on it.
Yeah.
Anybody living in your space will pick up on the energy and those vibes in that space.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And the fact that
they didn't,
that was nothing but the Lord.
That was the Lord.
Because it was there. My sister Taryn, they will tell you, it was rough. Okay? Yeah. It was rough. It affected almost every aspect of our days.
Yeah.
Okay? It was all consuming. And the fact that they were untouched by it, that was a Holy Spirit hedge around our children.
Yep.
Knowing that we'd be brought to this
Thank
place.
the Lord.
So we are going to pick this up tomorrow. My battery's about to die. My wife's about to pass out. Ain't no 57 going on tonight. Because y'all see the droop on her eyes. Her stomach is full. Okay? And so she's about to pass on out. She already running her bath. But we're going to enjoy each other's company. And we're going to be sharing some of the things that we've learned. Some of these things that we have learned in 21 years as we reflect back with you guys. Hopefully witnessing and sharing. Okay? Join us tomorrow. Okay? You guys. We love you. God bless you. Sevens, let the sevens fly. The Lord's number of completion. Hope we said something that blessed you on tonight.
We'll see y'all probably all day tomorrow.
We're gonna be popping in. Don't be dismissing us when y'all get the notifications. Don't be dismissing Marriage for Real and y'all get the notifications tomorrow, because we're gonna be dropping some nuggets on you guys tomorrow. God bless you. We love you. Love you, sis. Love you, Miss Nikki. Love all you all, our Marriage for Real family. Thank you all for joining us at this point in our journey. And hopefully we can bless you in your journey. God bless. Have a good night.
Love you.
Love you.
Glad I got a car charging the port. Me too, Miss Teak. I'm glad you got one too. I need you on deck.